He's a comedy legend and the only performer whose credits include both The Ed Sullivan Show and Sharknado 2. He's also quite possibly the man who invented restless leg syndrome, or at least patented it. Please welcome Robert Klein.
Oh, they're playing my song. Oh, yeah, they're playing my song. And then they're playing my song.
First of all honors to King Lear and your daughters. Behave yourselves. I have to comment on all the action in Queens and Brooklyn, the new Hollywood. It's so wonderful to go to work across the river or on the island of Manhattan. Look, I'm not sure whether to cut Brian Williams slack, but I know what danger is. I worked for the USO, and believe me, it was pretty apprehensive flying into Orlando. We were taking fire from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And one of those cannonballs hits your wing, you're dead, baby. So, except for a table or two, I may be the only ARP member in the room. The business is somewhat youth-oriented. I mostly joined ARP for the early bird special. With an ARP card, I can get the best steak in Fort Lauderdale for $7.99 if I'm willing to eat it at 8:30 in the morning. And they want you out before 10:30 when the full pup people come. People were commenting, and my hair is a little long, it's true. I'm growing it for a movie. It's about a guy that needs a haircut. And it's deeper than that. They wanted to hire a woman, but it worked better for a man. I apologize for that. And I'd like to say, Frank, comedy is hard, but dying is hard too. I'd say dying is harder than comedy. I mean, dying is a bitch. And comedy, you do it, you go home, I don't agree with that at all. And what is this bullshit? Dying is easy. It's not easy. I've seen it many times on the battlefield that day in Orlando, for example. It was a station for the wounded in Pleasure Island at the Disney property. All right. There are a lot of nominees in this very important category, and if I learned something tonight, it's how important it is to the individuals, these kids who write this wonderful stuff. So the nominees for comedy variety, including talk, are, and there are so many of them, that I thought it would be easier to mention the names of all the people that were not nominated, and you'll deduce who was nominated. All right, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Rory Albanese, Dan Amira, Steve Bodo, Tim Carvel, Trayvon Free, Hallie Haglund. These names made up or they were actually names. J.R. Havlin, Elliot Callan, I hope it's your name, or Kalin. Kalin, sorry, they didn't phoneticize that one for me. Smith, they phoneticized somehow. Matt Koff, Adam Lowett, Dan McCoy, Joe Miller, John Oliver, Zubin Parang, Owen Parsons, Daniel Radosh, Lauren Sarver, Jon Stewart, and Delaney Yeager, Comedy Central. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Writers, Kevin Avery, Tim Carvel. That the guy with the ice cream? Dan Gurwitch, Jeff Haggerty, Jeff Moore, John Oliver, Scott Sherman, Will Tracy, Jill Twiss, Julie Weiner, HBO. Inside, Amy Schumer. Head writer, Jesse Klein. Writers, Emily Altman, Jeremy Byler. Rhymes with Tyler, it says here. Neil Casey, Kyle Dunnigan, Kurt Metzger, Christine Nagel, Dan Powell, Amy Schumer, Comedy Central. The Colbert Report. I should be looking in these. Are they bulletproof? I was afraid to look up because of the violence in the world. The Colbert Report. Writers, Michael Brum, Nate Charney, Aaron Cohen, Stephen Colbert, Rich Dom, Paul Danello, Eric Drysdale, Rob Dubbin, Ariel Dumas, Glenn Eichler, Gabe Cronley, Barry Julian, Jay Katzier, Sam Kim, Matt Lippin, Opus Moreski, wow, Tom Purcell, Meredith Scardino, Max Werner, Comedy Central. I'll be taking a break before the next category. Jimmy Kimmel Live. Probably you're all on the West Coast, huh? Well, head writers, Molly McNearney, Danny Ricker, Gary Greenberg. Writers, Jack Allison, Tony Barbieri, Jonathan Bynes, Yoel Bukai, or Joel, with long eye sound. What the hell are they putting here? Josh Holloway, Sal Icono, Eric Immerman, Bess Kalb, Jimmy Kimmel, Jeff Loveness, Brian Pauck, Rick Rosner, Bridger Weiniger, ABC. Saturday Night Live. I was the customer in the first cheeseburger sketch, you know. I hosted the 5th show, first year, 1975. The most nervous groups of son of the bitches you ever saw in your life. Gray screen on NBC for 40 seconds. Saturday Night Live, head writers, Seth Meyers, Colin Yost, Rob Klein, not I, Brian Tucker. Writers, James Anderson, Alex Bays, Michael Che, Mikey Day, Steve Higgins, Leslie Jones, Zach Kanan, Chris Kelly, Eric Kenward, Lauren Michaels, Clear Mulaney, Josh Patton, Paul Appel, Katie Rich, Tim Robinson, Sarah Schneider, Pete Schultz, John Solomon, Kent Sublett, LaKendra Tukes, NBC. Real Time with Bill Maher. Head writer, Billy Martin. Writers, Scott Carter, Adam Felber, Matt Gunn, Brian Jacobsmeyer, Jay Yarrow, Chris Kelly, Bill Maher, Danny Vermont, HBO. And the winner, not Klein, I can tell you. The writers of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Thank you very much. This is an honor and a surprise. Thank you to the Guild, thank you to HBO. We would not be able to do our show and not embarrass ourselves or get sued if it were not for our research team, our footage producers, producer Lizz Stanton, who solves seemingly every problem before it even comes up. And we have to acknowledge two writers who are not here tonight. One is Tim Carvel, who is our incredibly talented and generous showrunner. And the other is this guy, John Oliver, who I think even when we were nervous before the first episode about how our jokes that we'd written would go over, I think we all knew, like, well, worst comes to worst, John will be great. And John was great, and John has been great every week since. And it's an honor to work with him, and thank you so much.
Thank you.